Ancient Roman gladiators were often prisoners of war, slaves, or criminals sentenced to fight for their lives. Many of these individuals were trained rigorously to become skilled fighters in the arena. The term gladiator comes from the Latin word gladius, which means sword. This name reflects the weapon that was commonly used by these combatants in battles. Gladiator fights took place in amphitheaters across the Roman Empire, with the Colosseum being the most famous. These venues were specifically designed to host large-scale spectacles and entertain crowds. The Colosseum, originally known as the Flavian Amphitheater, was completed around 80 AD under Emperor Titus. It was an architectural marvel, showcasing the advanced engineering skills of the Romans. Seating in the Colosseum was arranged according to social status, with the elite closest to the action. This arrangement ensured that the powerful could enjoy the spectacle without fear of harm. The Colosseum had the capacity to hold between 50,000 and 80,000 spectators at its peak. Its design allowed for efficient crowd management and easy access for all attendees. Gladiatorial games often included animal hunts, where exotic beasts were brought from distant lands. These events were particularly popular among the masses and showcased the empire's vast reach. Female gladiators, known as gladiatresses, existed but were rare and faced significant societal stigma. They were usually seen as novelties rather than serious competitors in the arena. Gladiators typically wore protective armor, including helmets, shields, and greaves, depending on their type. This equipment helped balance fairness while still allowing for dramatic combat. Some gladiators were freedmen, meaning they were once slaves, but earned their freedom through skill and victory. These individuals often became trainers or managers after their fighting careers ended. The thumbs-up gesture we associate with approval originated from the way Roman officials signaled gladiators' fates. Thumbs down would indicate whether a defeated fighter should be spared or killed. Gladiators followed strict training regimens, often under the supervision of former champions called lanistae. These trainers were responsible for preparing fighters to perform at their best in the arena. The munera, or gladiatorial games, were often held in honor of the dead, especially during funerals. These events served both as entertainment and a tribute to the deceased. The Colosseum featured an elaborate system of trapdoors and elevators to create dramatic entrances and exits. This technology enhanced the theatrical elements of the performances. Water could be pumped into the Colosseum's floor to stage mock naval battles, known as naumachia. These recreations were grand spectacles that captivated audiences with their scale and detail. Gladiators were sometimes pitted against each other based on their fighting styles, creating more balanced matches. This strategy aimed to provide more engaging and exciting bouts for the spectators. The gladiators' diet was carefully managed to ensure they maintained peak physical condition for their fights. They consumed a high-protein diet rich in meat, grains, and vegetables to build strength and endurance. The Roman public viewed gladiators as both heroes and victims, depending on the outcome of their battles. Their fame could rise and fall rapidly, often tied to their performance in the arena. Gladiators were often given medical care if they survived their battles, thanks to the presence of physicians at games. These healers worked to keep fighters healthy and ready for future contests. Spectators at the Colosseum could purchase refreshments like wine, nuts, and sweets from vendors stationed nearby. These concessions added to the overall experience, making the event more enjoyable for attendees. The construction of the Colosseum required vast amounts of travertine stone, which was quarried from nearby hills. This material was chosen for its durability and aesthetic appeal. Gladiators were sometimes branded with symbols or names to identify them during battles. These marks were often etched into their skin using hot irons, similar to modern tattoos. The Colosseum's exterior was adorned with statues of gods and emperors, symbolizing the power of the state. These figures reinforced the idea that the games were sanctioned by divine authority. Gladiators who won many battles could earn wealth and even political influence, though this was uncommon. Their success could lead to opportunities outside the arena, such as becoming trainers or advisors. The Colosseum's underground area, known as the Hypogeum, was used to house animals and prepare gladiators. This complex layer added an extra level of mystery and excitement to the shows. Spectators at the Colosseum could also witness reenactments of famous battles or historical events. These dramatizations provided educational value alongside entertainment. Gladiators were sometimes given the opportunity to retire if they achieved a certain number of victories. Retirement was a rare privilege granted only to the most successful fighters. The Colosseum was occasionally used for executions, where condemned criminals would face wild animals. These events were particularly gruesome and served as a form of public justice. Gladiators were expected to display courage and skill, with cowardice being heavily frowned upon. Their behavior in the arena was closely monitored and judged by the audience and officials alike. The Colosseum's architecture included retractable awnings to provide shade for spectators during hot days. This feature demonstrated the Romans' attention to comfort and convenience for their citizens. Gladiators came from various ethnic backgrounds, reflecting the multicultural nature of the Roman Empire. This diversity contributed to the richness of the combat styles and strategies employed. The Colosseum's interior was decorated with intricate mosaics and frescoes, adding to its visual splendor. These artworks depicted scenes from mythology and daily life, enhancing the atmosphere of the venue. Gladiators often formed close bonds with one another, despite their competitive nature. These relationships could offer support and camaraderie amidst the harsh realities of their profession. The Colosseum's construction involved tens of thousands of workers, including engineers, architects, and laborers. This massive undertaking required careful coordination and management. Gladiators sometimes received gifts or rewards from wealthy patrons who admired their performances. These gestures could significantly improve a fighter's standing and financial situation. The Colosseum's design incorporated acoustic features to ensure that announcements and speeches could be heard clearly. This attention to detail helped maintain order and communication during events. Gladiators were sometimes forced to fight against multiple opponents simultaneously, increasing the challenge. These multi-arena battles were designed to heighten the excitement for the audience. The Colosseum's central arena was made of wood and covered with sand to absorb blood and prevent slipping. This surface was crucial for maintaining safety and sanitation during the games. Gladiators who died in the arena were typically cremated or buried in special cemeteries reserved for them. These final rites acknowledged their status as performers and warriors. The Colosseum hosted a variety of events beyond gladiatorial combat, including poetry readings and musical performances. These cultural activities expanded the venue's role as a center for entertainment and education. Gladiators were sometimes allowed to marry and start families, though this was not common due to their dangerous lifestyle. Such unions offered personal fulfillment but also carried risks for both partners. The Colosseum's exterior was originally covered in marble, giving it a gleaming white appearance. Over time, much of this marble has been removed or eroded, revealing the brickwork beneath. Gladiators were expected to show respect to their opponents, even in defeat, as part of the sport's etiquette. This code of conduct helped maintain a sense of honor and dignity within the arena. The Colosseum's underground network of tunnels and rooms was used to transport gladiators and animals quickly. This efficient system minimized delays and kept the flow of events smooth. Gladiators who survived numerous battles might be awarded a wooden sword, symbolizing their retirement. This token represented the end of their active fighting career and a new chapter in life. The Colosseum's upper levels included seating for women and children, separate from the male-only sections below. Gladiators were sometimes given nicknames based on their origins, appearance, or notable traits. These monikers added character and personality to the fighters, making them more relatable to the audience. The Colosseum's roof, known as the Velarium, could be adjusted to block sunlight or rain, providing cover for spectators. This feature further demonstrated the venue's adaptability to changing weather conditions. Gladiators were expected to follow a strict code of conduct, both inside and outside the arena. Violations of this code could result in severe penalties, including exclusion from future competitions. The Colosseum's enduring legacy lies in its architectural innovation and the lasting impact it had on entertainment. It remains a symbol of ancient Rome's power and sophistication, inspiring awe even today.